Air quality in Oregon is record-setting for the state. The Department of Environmental Quality says even in previous wildfire seasons, it's never been this bad for so many cities in Oregon.
And health officials say kids and those with certain conditions can be especially vulnerable. Fox 12's Audrey Wheel spoke with a pediatrician about what exactly the smoke can do to our lungs and what parents should look out for in their kids.
Well, the good news is for most kids and adults, the smoke won't have an immediate dramatic impact, and even several days or a couple weeks of inhaling this smoke likely won't have any sort of long-term effects like we see with years of smoking. But people with lung conditions, heart conditions, especially asthma, react differently, and that is what's worrisome.
So this is the main part of the airway.
Consider this an anatomy class fit for 2020 as pediatrician Corey Fish gives us a tour of the lungs via Zoom.
It's sort of like a tree. It just branches on out all the way to the end.
And what can happen when people with heart or lung conditions, especially asthma, inhale smoke?
You know, in these little tiny airways down at the end, you get that inflammation and you get that mucus, and you can see how small they are. So that mucus or snot will plug that up and cause problems with air getting past it. It's sort of like when you have a kink in your garden hose, it's difficult to water your plants, same kind of thing.
And he says with kids, everything is smaller, so it takes less to cause problems. And the impact of exposure can add up over time. Though breathing this kind of air, anyone can have a cough or feel irritation. Dr. Fish says thankfully our body's immune system kicks in to deal with those fine smoke particles.
Either break it down or or what we call sequester it, so sort of lock it away in a place where it can't cause any trouble.
And he says there are times when these particles will stay in our system our entire lives, but not cause any problems.
Thankfully, this isn't the type of thing that we would expect to cause like long-term damage for your average healthy kid. It's not good for you, but it would take, weeks, if not months or years of this to cause any sort of like lasting damage or effects.
If you are worried about your child, Dr. Fish says trust your instincts, and there are some things that you can look out for, like faster breathing or even noisy breathing, like a whistle or a rasp. And he says when kids are having a harder time breathing, usually you can see their chest or stomach going in and out at a faster rate. And he says anyone who's still feeling some of these symptoms after wildfire season should see a doctor. Reporting live in downtown Portland, Audrey Wheel, Fox 12 Oregon.